Have you ever felt like you were standing at a crossroads, where deciding to let go of a toxic relationship could bring freedom but also an indescribable pain? Going no contact with a narcissist isn't just about cutting the ties that bind you to them. It's also a fierce battle against the intense emotional waves that arise from within yourself. This journey, though arduous, is not without an escape route. Equip yourself with knowledge about the cunning tactics of narcissists and arm yourself with robust psychological tools to protect your well-being. Because at the end of this challenging path, the light of liberation and peace awaits you. Join me as we unveil the secrets of 8 manipulative tactics a narcissist might use when you bravely say no to them. More importantly, you'll gain effective strategies to stand firm amidst the storm, reclaim your true self, and continue your journey of healing. They claim they ended it first. One of the first tactics a narcissist often employs after you decide to walk away is to declare that they were the one who ended the relationship. They'll go to great lengths to control the narrative, painting themselves as the initiator in your eyes and in the eyes of others. From updating their social media status, erasing every photo connected to you, to coldly unfriending you, their actions are carefully calculated to make it seem as if you were the one left behind. These actions not only target your self-esteem, but also push you into a state of confusion, disorientation, and even deep emotional pain. This can be particularly challenging if, deep down, you are hoping that cutting off contact might make them realize your worth and come back to you. When the narcissist proclaims that they took the initiative to end things, feelings of betrayal and disappointment can become overwhelming. You might start to question whether leaving was the right decision, or even begin doubting your own worth as they act as though you meant nothing to them. These thoughts can quickly spiral into a whirlwind of negative emotions, leaving you consumed by pain and regret. However, it's crucial to remember that these actions do not reflect your true value. Instead, they are deliberate tactics designed to protect their distorted ego and maintain power over the narrative. They want you to feel like you've lost, to second-guess yourself, and to harm yourself emotionally through these thoughts. But in reality, the very fact that they feel the need to go to such lengths to assert control speaks volumes. It shows that your decision to leave has shaken their foundation. By walking away, you've not only deprived them of their emotional supply, but also exposed the fragile insecurity that lies beneath their facade. Rather than allowing their declarations to hurt you, view them as an opportunity to reconnect with your true self. You don't need validation from someone who never truly respected you. Remember, walking away from a narcissist is a step toward reclaiming your strength and inner peace. Don't let their shallow proclamations drag you into a storm of chaotic emotions. Instead, focus on healing, rebuilding your self-confidence, and moving forward toward a future where you are loved and valued for who you truly are. They find excuses to contact you. Narcissists rarely accept losing control over their emotional supply, you. After you try to cut off contact, they won't let go easily. They'll find ways to reappear, not to mend the relationship or show genuine remorse, but to test whether they still have an influence over you. These attempts at contact often lack a clear purpose, ranging from random messages asking about their belongings, a birthday greeting, or even odd questions like, "Do you remember that dish from the restaurant we went to?" Sometimes they create vague, puzzling situations that leave you wondering about their true intentions. The goal of these actions is not to reconnect sincerely, but to check if you're still vulnerable and susceptible to falling back into their control. This is a sophisticated psychological game where they intentionally plant seeds of doubt in your mind, leaving you confused and emotionally unsettled. They want you to think about them, to wonder whether you should respond, and even the smallest engagement from you is enough for them to feel that their power over you remains intact. These behaviors can be especially deceiving if you're still in the process of healing. A part of you might interpret these actions as signs that they still care, but in reality, this is merely a tactic to maintain influence. Every time you respond, even with a simple reply, you inadvertently reinforce their sense of control, and they will continue this game, prolonging your emotional pain. So how should you deal with this? The only answer is to remain completely unresponsive. Don't allow yourself to fall into their emotional traps or be drawn into seemingly harmless questions. Cut off all channels of communication, messages, social media, and any other form of contact. Maintaining strict silence not only protects your boundaries but also reduces psychological stress. More importantly, focus on detoxing your emotions. This means dedicating time to heal, to rediscover balance, and to find peace within yourself. Remember, your silence is not a sign of weakness but a testament to your inner strength, a declaration that you are no longer under their control. This is the first and most crucial step to reclaiming your life, and with each passing day, you'll find that their influence over you fades away. They seem to have changed. A narcissist, upon realizing that you're distancing yourself and rebuilding your life, often resorts to a familiar yet dangerous tactic: pretending to change. They may appear to take responsibility and offer apologies so sincere that your heart softens. They might even attend therapy sessions and share childhood traumas they've never disclosed before, all to convince you that this time will be different. On the surface, these actions may look like genuine remorse, but in reality, they are a calculated performance aimed at pulling you back into their cycle of manipulation. The true purpose behind these actions is not to repair or heal the relationship, but to regain control. When you trust their promises and temporary signs of change, you inadvertently place your faith in them again. But what happens when you return? At first, they may strive to meet your expectations to maintain the illusion of change. However, it doesn't take long for the mask to slip, and everything reverts to how it was before, or even worse. Because your departure bruised their ego, they won't just repeat old patterns, but may also seek to punish you for daring to challenge them. What you need to understand is that without genuine inner transformation, something most narcissists are incapable of, any apology or attempt at making amends is only temporary. Their behavior is solely intended to keep you in the relationship, not to build a healthy one. So how do you deal with this? The answer lies in trusting actions, not words. If they have truly changed, it will be evident in their consistent long-term behavior, not in sweet promises or a few therapy sessions. However, the most important thing isn't waiting for them to change. It's changing how you see yourself. Focus on becoming your greatest source of support and comfort. Learn to listen to, love, and care for yourself. Remember, you don't need to seek validation or love from someone who has hurt you. You deserve healthy relationships where you are genuinely loved and valued. Only when you build inner strength and heal yourself can you uphold your boundaries and avoid being drawn back into a narcissist's manipulative schemes. They play the helpless victim. When all other manipulative efforts fail, narcissists often resort to a more subtle tactic, casting themselves as the victim in a meticulously orchestrated tragedy. They pretend to be hurt, vulnerable, or facing insurmountable challenges, all designed to tug at your heartstrings. Stories of illness, loss, or seemingly endless hardships are shared with one sole purpose: to evoke your sympathy. They know you are an empathetic person, always ready to help others, and that is the very weakness they exploit. You might receive emotionally charged messages such as, "I can't cope with this pain without you," or "My life is falling apart because I lost the only person I could rely on." These words aren't meant to convince you to return out of love, but to awaken guilt and a sense of responsibility within you. They want you to feel that if you don't help, you're cruel and heartless. And so even after you've left, they manage to pull you back into their web of control. The truth is, the tragedies they present are not genuine cries for help. They are strategies to maintain influence and power over you. Once you fall into the trap and try to help, they'll continue to exploit your kindness, never genuinely changing or improving their situation. Instead, you'll find yourself caught up in a whirlwind of emotions, drained of energy, and left feeling exhausted and depleted. So, how do you confront this tactic? First, Remind yourself that you are not responsible for rescuing anyone, especially someone who has caused you pain. Even if they appear helpless, the truth is they have the ability to seek help from other sources if they truly need it. Saying no doesn't harm them, it simply means you are protecting yourself. Focus on building healthy boundaries. Learn to say no clearly and firmly, even if it initially makes you feel guilty. Remember, protecting your own energy is not selfish, it is essential for living a healthy and peaceful life. As you prioritize yourself, you'll gradually realize that their tragedies no longer shake you. Instead, you'll find the strength to keep moving forward toward better things and relationships that truly deserve your time and energy. They deliberately disrupt your life. When faced with the impenetrable wall of your resistance, the narcissist finds themselves cornered, forced to shed their charming mask to reveal their true, ruthless, and cunning nature. Unwilling to accept defeat, they shift to a new strategy of attack. Destruction and sabotage. This isn't just a childish act of revenge for your daring escape from their suffocating control. It's also a last-ditch effort to grab your attention, test your limits, and dismantle the boundaries you've worked so hard to establish. They know that when you respond, even with justification or anger, they've succeeded in pulling you back into the emotional whirlwind they control. These actions are not signs of strength, but rather a reflection of their profound insecurity. Their destructive behavior is the manifestation of a warped ego, unable to accept the reality that you've regained control of your life. These provocations may leave you feeling unbalanced, even afraid. You might worry that your efforts to build a new life will be sabotaged, or question whether you deserve this treatment. But remember, their actions do not define your worth, nor do they serve as a judgment of your character. Instead, they reflect the unresolved pain and damage within them. So, how do you deal with this tactic? The answer lies in composure and consistency. Hold firm to your boundaries and refuse to react to their provocations. Silence is not just a way to protect yourself from psychological harm. It's a powerful statement that they no longer control your emotions. When they don't get a reaction, their disruptive actions will gradually lose their effectiveness. At the same time, remind yourself that your value isn't diminished by their lies or destructive behavior. You are the author of your own story, and the truth will always illuminate the distortions they create. Focus on rebuilding yourself, strengthening positive relationships, and living according to your values. When you deny them access to your energy, you'll realize that true power resides within you, and they have no way of shaking your foundation. This is your ultimate victory, peace of mind, and a life entirely your own. They find someone to replace you. As soon as the door closes behind you, the narcissist wastes no time in seeking a new prey to fill the void. Like a vampire perpetually craving life force, they need a new supply to sustain the distorted existence of their inflated ego. This rapid replacement is not just a strategy to satisfy their insatiable thirst for power and control. It's also a calculated blow aimed directly at your wounded heart. They may openly flaunt their new prize, posting intimate photos on social media or letting whispers of their new relationship reach you, all designed to deepen your pain. You may find yourself asking, "Was I not good enough?" Or, "Will they treat their new partner differently?" These thoughts can weigh heavily on your mind, stirring up deep pain and vulnerability, especially if you had invested so much hope in the relationship. But the truth is, their quick replacement of you says nothing about your worth and everything about who they are. For narcissists, relationships are not about deep connections or genuine love. They don't see you, or anyone else, as a person with intrinsic value, but rather as a source of emotional fuel, a means to feed their insatiable ego. When you no longer meet their needs, they simply move on to someone they can more easily manipulate and control. Their ability to swiftly transition only highlights their superficiality and lack of true emotional connection, not your inadequacy. So, how do you cope with this? First, remind yourself that your value does not depend on their actions or on who they're with now. Their quick replacement of you is not proof that you weren't enough. It's proof that they are incapable of maintaining a healthy relationship. Don't let their behavior make you question yourself. Instead, view it as an opportunity to realize that you deserve a relationship where you are truly loved and valued for who you are. Focus on rebuilding yourself, regaining confidence, and finding happiness from within. Each passing day will bring clarity, and you'll come to see that their actions no longer have the power to hurt you, because in reality you've moved on, not just from them, but from the pain they caused. And that is your greatest victory, a triumph no one can ever take away from you. They manipulate others' perceptions of you. Even after you've bravely stepped out of the hellish relationship, escaping its suffocating grip, the narcissist doesn't give up trying to pull you back into the shadows. They linger like persistent ghosts, haunting the corners of your mind, undeterred by distance or time. Without being physically present, their toxic tentacles still creep into your life in subtle and insidious ways. They plant seeds of doubt, cultivate harmful rumors, and even turn people around you into pawns in their twisted psychological game. This may take the form of malicious whispers to mutual friends or cryptic comments on social media, leaving you feeling watched and unsettled. Though you've broken free, you can't entirely escape their dark influence, haunted by fears and the sense of invisible control. The goal of these actions is not reconciliation or repair, but to keep you tethered to their invisible web of control. They want you to feel unsettled, constantly wondering what they might do next, and questioning whether you should respond. This is a sophisticated strategy to drain your energy and peace of mind, trapping you in a state of anxiety and defensiveness. These behaviors can be deeply hurtful, leaving you feeling isolated. You might ask yourself why they won't let go or whether you did something wrong. But remember, their actions have nothing to do with your worth. In reality, these manipulations reflect their own insecurities and fear of losing control. Narcissists cannot tolerate the idea of you moving on because it threatens the fragile ego they've worked so hard to protect. So, how do you deal with this remote manipulation? The answer lies not in reacting to them, but in focusing on yourself. Instead of allowing their actions to drag you back into an emotional whirlpool, choose to heal and build inner strength. Remind yourself that you don't need to prove anything to them or defend yourself against their baseless rumors. Your truth and worth remain unchanged by their words or actions. Take time to reconnect with yourself, nurture your mental well-being, and strengthen positive relationships around you. As you invest in enriching your inner life, you'll find their manipulations gradually losing their grip on you. Your calmness and resilience become an impenetrable shield, leaving them powerless to harm you any longer. And then you'll realize that true freedom isn't just escaping them physically, it's rising above their influence entirely, reclaiming your peace, and living the life you truly deserve. They watch you from afar. Even though you've walked away, they continue to watch you from a distance, like a predator unwilling to let go of its prey. This isn't because they love or care about you, but because their distorted ego cannot tolerate the fact that you've left and reclaimed control of your life. To them, you aren't a person with feelings, but a possession they once owned, a crucial piece that validated their inflated sense of self. A narcissist will monitor you through social media, probe mutual friends for information, or even orchestrate coincidental encounters to maintain their presence in your life. Every time you share a moment of happiness, it fuels their resentment, as if you're challenging the power they once held over you. This surveillance isn't just about maintaining control, it's also a way for them to look for opportunities to re-enter your life or disrupt the peace you're working so hard to build. But remember, their actions are not your responsibility. Your freedom doesn't need to be justified or explained to anyone. Focus on your own life, cultivating inner peace and freedom. The narcissist may watch, but they cannot shake you if you remain steadfast in your belief in yourself and the strength you've reclaimed. As you continue to move forward, the shadow of their presence will fade into the background. Step by step, you'll walk further away from their reach, toward a life filled with purpose, light, and the fulfillment you deserve. The journey of escaping the toxic vortex of a narcissist and embarking on the path to healing is never easy. Going no contact is just the first step, a powerful declaration of self-liberation and self-love. The 8 manipulative tactics we've explored are merely a small part of the intricate arsenal narcissists wield. However, knowledge is power. When you understand their psychological manipulation tactics, you gain the ability to protect yourself, stand firm amidst emotional storms, and stay steadfast on your healing journey. Remember, you deserve a life of freedom, happiness, and abundant love. Don't let the ghosts of the past haunt your present and future. Face challenges with courage, trust in yourself, and keep moving forward on the path of rediscovery. Because after every storm, the dawn will rise again.